Hi friends, I'm Maggie and I'll be your yoga teacher for today. I'm so glad that you have shown up for yourself, rolled out your mat. It's always the hardest part. I'd like to say that this is your time, your space, your practice. I'm simply here to guide you and make suggestions. So if something doesn't feel good in your body, or if you just simply don't want to take that posture or that variation, know that you are welcome to let this and make this your practice in any way that makes you feel the best as you show up on your mat. If you love today's practice or have any suggestions or would like to focus on anything, please leave a comment below. I love comments. I respond anytime I get one and I read through them. And subscribe. I release videos right now every other Thursday, so twice a month. And let me know if there's something that you want to work on or focus on. Let's go ahead and get started. We will start in our hero's pose. So down on your knees. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can always straddle a bolster or sit up on some blocks or pillows. Take a few rounds of deep breath as you settle in. Letting your mind start to quiet down and the sound of your breath take over. If you'd like to set an intention for yourself, go ahead and set that now. Once you've landed on your intention, take a nice slow inhale through the nose. Hold at the top. And then slowly exhale out the mouth. Take your chin and drop it down to your chest and find some half neck rolls here. Rolling right ear to right shoulder, holding for as long as you would like as you find space and opening through the side of your neck, through your upper shoulders. And then dropping chin down through center and finding left ear to left shoulder. Go ahead and continue on your own, rolling out your neck. Maybe you find some more half neck rolls or full neck rolls. And then find some movement into the shoulders. Maybe you continue with some head rolls as you explore and release and open through the upper body. Or maybe you focus more on the shoulders as you find space. When we're stressed out or anxious or tense in general, we're focusing on, or we hold a lot of tightness in our upper body. So allow this to be an opportunity to feel any of those knots. Maybe you slept funny last night. And then let that movement move down into the spine. The hips might want to get involved. The head and neck might want to become involved again. Using this as a time to move, but also as a time to simply explore and gain awareness. You might hit a sticky spot where you're now aware of some tension or tightness or discomfort that you wouldn't have been aware of before. Let the movement go into the arms, into the elbows, and then rolling out the wrists as well. And then we'll make our way into a tabletop, hands underneath shoulders, hips are over the knees. And continue with some of these wiggles, finding our barrel rolls. So right rib cage pushes over to the right, and then belly and chest drop down toward the floor through your cow pose. Left rib cage pushes over to the left, and then finding your cat as you round through the spine. So making this one fluid movement. Taking 2 more barrel rolls in this direction. And then switching directions. Two more. And your last one. We'll meet back in a neutral tabletop. Right leg extends back behind you, toes are tucked under, push into the hands and reach your heel toward the floor for a nice calf stretch here. You'll notice as you push the hands into the floor that the arms start to turn on and activate. There's some heat that might start to build in the shoulders. It's okay. We need the warmth in order to feel open. Start to release the push into the right toes. Lift the left hand off the floor. You can stay here or reach the right foot off the floor, finding your spine balancing. Reaching the heel toward the back of the room, lifting the back of your knee up toward the ceiling. Left hand still reaches long. You can stay. You can find a bind, your tiger pose. Right knee bends, left hand sweeps around to grab ankle or your foot. Kick the foot into the hand as you lift the heart toward the front of the room. Squeeze into the glutes to support your lower back. Stay with your breath. Inhale. Exhale, release. Back to your spine balancing, finding length, strong core. Left hand lands underneath left shoulder. Right toes land at the back of the mat. Push into the floor until the left knee starts to hover. Maybe it stays an inch off the floor. Maybe it hugs all the way into the chest. Rounding through the upper back. Lower down to the right knee. Switch it out. Left leg now extends back behind you. Push into the hands. The arms might be talking to you. Stay with the breath. Acknowledge what you're experiencing. Know that you always have an option to change your action. Release the push into the left toes. Right hand floats off the floor. Find your length. Left foot might want to hover. Notice the natural activation here happening in the core. Option to stay, option to find your bind. Right hand sweeps around. Kick the foot into the hand. Drive the right shin into the mat. It's going to help with your balance and stability. Inhale. Exhale, release, spine balancing. Right arm still lifted, left leg still lifted. And then lower the left. Nope, right hand down, left toes land. Hug the right knee into the chest or bring it to a hover. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Both feet land at the back of the mat as the hips lift up and back. Push evenly into the hands as you arrive here, letting your gaze look back at your toes, knowing that you can arrive with a deep bend in the knees, or maybe the heels reach heavy toward the floor. On your inhale, shift your weight forward to a high plank. Shoulders push to stack over wrists. Shoulders pull back and away from the ears, trying to shine your collarbones toward the front of the room. Inhale. Exhale, lower down to the knees. Untuck the toes, slowly lower all the way down to the belly. Once you land, hands go wide. Wider than the width of your mat, on your fingertips, like you're creating little tents for some cupcakes that might be underneath. You don't want to get any frosting on your hands. Elbows point up toward the ceiling. The closer your feet are together, the less room for your lower back. The deeper the back bend, the wider your feet are, the more room, the less intense. On your inhale, start to press into the fingertips, rounding through the spine and then peeling the shoulders back to shine the heart up toward the ceiling. Our oscillating cobra. On your exhale, lower back down. Inhale, undulate up. Exhale, lower back down. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Hands come underneath shoulders. Press it back, child's pose. Knees are wide. Toes touch heels. Hips sink to heels. Hands reach long. Forehead might rest down on the mat. Maybe it stays lifted. Inhale, rise up, tabletop. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. And your inhale, three-legged dog, right leg lifts. Doesn't matter how high, but lower the right hip down so it's even with the left. Reach through the right foot and press into the hands. Take a moment here and draw some circles with the ankle. Finding stillness now. Lift the gaze toward the fingers, and on your exhale, right foot steps to the outside of the right hand. Traveling all the way to the top of the mat, left foot steps to the outside of the left hand. You're in a wide-legged forward fold. All 10 toes face the top of the mat as you hinge at your hips. Let the head hang heavy. Maybe you find a sway or a rock here. Soft bend in the knees, chest melts toward the thighs. Noticing how this shape feels in your body once you've arrived here. Listening to what it's craving, whether it be stillness or movement. Go ahead and find stillness if you haven't already. Left hand reaches toward the right leg, wherever is accessible, and on your inhale, right hand sweeps up toward the ceiling for a twist. Pull the right shoulder back, trying to stack the shoulders on top of one another. Inhale. On your exhale, right hand floats down, reaches for the left leg. Inhale, find your twist on the other side. One more inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Feet stay wide here, bend into the knees. Inhale, slowly roll all the way up to your standing. Hands stay heavy. Once the shoulders stack on hips, roll them back and down. Palms face the front of the room. Feel the connection of the soles of your feet into the mat. Feel the energy shooting out through the crown of your head toward the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, palms flip to face the back of the room, shoulders curl in, roll back down to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot steps to the back of the mat. Your right foot stays as it is as you lower down to the left knee for your runner's lunge. Hips melt forward and down. Great place to use blocks if you want them or need them. Bring the earth a little bit closer to you. And soften the muscles in your glutes. You might want to find a little bit of a wiggle. That's usually my initial response once I arrive here, just to really settle in. It makes me think of on a nice, cool fall day or winter day, and you get underneath a blanket and you kind of want to snuggle underneath. You got to get those wiggles out to really find that perfect spot. It's the same thing within our body. Once you've settled in, find stillness. And on your inhale, push your heart forward, find a lifting through the chest, like you're in cow pose. And on your exhale, push into the hands, hips and back into half splits, but you're rounding through your spine like you're in cat. Inhale, cow, push the heart forward, rebend into the right knee. Exhale, cat. 2 more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last one. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Hold. Left hand is going to step slightly closer to you, so it's in line with your right heel. Right hand reaches up toward the ceiling, revolved half splits. Using your left hand just for support, left shin drives into the floor, right heel drives into the floor. This is going to be the base. Right hand reaches tall, active fingers here, active arm. Inhale. On your exhale, right hand comes to the inside of the right foot. Tuck the left toes under, extended side angle. Left heel drops down, left hand reaches high toward the ceiling. So you're staying nice and low. This is a great place also for a block if you feel you need a little bit more space in the body here to stack the shoulders. If you notice the left shoulder pointing down toward the floor, the heart's pointing toward the floor. You need more space. Let go of the ego. Feel into the body. Inhale. And on your exhale, left hand sweeps toward the top of your mat, standing straddle forward fold. Pivot all 10 toes to the long edge of your mat. Hinge at the hips. Rest and hang out here for a moment again. Be curious. See how this shape feels in your body. How do you respond being in this shape? Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, spider lunge, skandasana to the back of the mat. Bend into the left knee, right toes peel up, hips sink low or stay high. You might look completely different than me in this shape, and know that that's okay. Palms can come to touch. Hands can stay on the floor for support. Inhale, pivot to the back of your mat. Frame out your left foot with your hands. Step back, high plank. On your exhale, slowly lower down. Option to lower all the way down. And inhale, cobra. Or inhale, upward facing dog. Hands press into the mat. Glutes are squeezing. Hips and knees are lifted. Pull the heart through the biceps. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips lift up and back. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg lifts. Arrive here first, even pressure into the hands, guide the chest back toward the right leg. Then you can find your ankle rolls. Try to keep the leg straight and just isolate the movement in your ankle, rolling it out. This is also really good for the nervous system as we wake up all the joints and roll them and increase our blood flow, oxygen to all parts of our body. Find stillness. Inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Travel to the top of the mat. Right foot steps to the outside of the right hand. Wide-legged forward fold. Left hand grabs right leg. Inhale, find your twist. On your exhale, fold back down. Right hand grabs left leg. Inhale, twist. Exhale, forward fold, soft bend into the knees. Inhale, roll all the way up. Let the head and hands be heavy. Hands land next to the hips, stand up tall and proud. Chin lifts to be parallel to the floor. Shoulders pull back. Inhale. Exhale, roll back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right foot steps back. Runner's lunge, lower down to the right knee. Hands stay on the inside of the left foot. Arrive. Find the shape in your body. What do you need to be comfortable here or to get out of the shape what you're looking for? We're letting go of what our practice looks like or what others look like in certain shapes, and instead we're focusing more on the sensation. When you're ready, find stillness. Inhale, cow, push the heart forward. Exhale, cat, half split, straighten through the right leg, push into the floor with the hands, round through the spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat, soft bend into the left knee. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last one, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Here we hold. Hips stay stacked on top of the right knee. Right hand pulls in, find your twist. Left hand reaches toward the ceiling. Pull the belly button in. It's going to help with your twist here. It's going to help with wringing out your core and your spine. Not just improving overall digestion of all the food and beverages that you've intake, but also the digestion of emotions. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle, left hand lands on the inside of the left foot. Lift the right knee to drop the right heel as the right hand sweeps high. Breathe here, send the left knee forward. Feel the pressure in the outside of the right foot. Inhale, right hand sweeps up and over. Exhale, standing straddle forward fold to the right. So we've been here before. Maybe there's something you wish you would have done or tried the first time. Maybe there's something that felt really good that you're excited to get back into. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, spider lunge to the top of the mat, hips lower, left toes pull towards you. If you've got your hands to heart center, use your right elbow to peel the right knee open. We're opening through the pelvis here, opening through the inner thigh, your adductor. Inhale, pivot to the top of the mat, frame out the right foot, step it back, high plank, move through your flow. Inhale, rise onto the toes. Exhale, hovering child's pose. So hips lower toward the heels, knees hover, shins hover, pushing into the floor. Lower down to the knees. Rise up to a tabletop, but hug the right heel into the glutes. Slowly lower all the way down to the belly. Push into the right hand. You're going to roll over the left leg. Right foot lands on the inside of the left knee. And you land facing the back of your mat. Find a twist. Right hand reaches behind. Left elbow hooks or hugs the right knee. With every inhale, lengthen. With every exhale, twist. Inhale, come back through center. Hands land at the top of the mat. Roll back onto the belly. Keep the right heel hugged in. Press into the hands, option to stay on the left knee, or stepping the right foot to the top of the mat for high crescent. Rise up, left knee is lifted. Shoulders stack on top of hips. You're always welcome to stay down on the left knee. Hands reach high. Inhale. Exhale, hands interlace or reach toward one another at the lower back. Peel the shoulders together. Lift through the heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Chest melts to the inside of the right knee. Hands hang heavy over the head. Finding a long line, you're really pushing into the left toes here. Hug the core in. Your chest isn't resting on the right thigh, it's actually right next to it. Start to drop the left heel down. Inhale, reverse triangle. Release the bind, straighten through the right leg. Right hand reaches up and over. Pressing into the right big toe. Shooting energy all the way from the right foot through the right fingers. Squeeze into the glutes. Inhale. Exhale, triangle. Hinge at the hips. Right hand reaches down. Left hand reaches toward the ceiling. Shine your heart toward the right side of the room. Inhale, reverse warrior two. Right knee bends, right hand reaches up and over. Pushing the right knee toward the top of the mat to help encourage the opening of the side body. On your exhale, frame out the right foot. Step the left foot in. Maybe it touches the floor, maybe it hugs into the chest as you rise up. Tree pose. Left foot lands somewhere on the inside of the right leg. Breathing here, finding your balance. Inhale. Exhale, mountain, both feet root at the top of your mat. Inhale, hands reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, move through your vinyasa if you want it. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. Inhale, rise onto toes. Exhale, bend at the knees, hovering child's pose. Trying to hug the quads into your core. Lower the knees down. Left heel tucks into the glutes as you rise through tabletop, lower all the way down to the belly. Roll over the right leg to find your seated twist. Left hand sweeps behind, right hand or elbow hooks or hugs the knee. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, roll onto the belly. Left heel is still pulling in, tuck the right toes under. Inhale, push the floor away, either staying on the right knee, so you step the left foot forward, or lifting all the way to a high plank, and then stepping left foot forward for your high crescent. Press the back of your knee, your right knee to the wall behind you, scoop tailbone under, left knee pushes forward, inhale. Exhale, hands interlace or reach toward one another behind you. Lift the heart. Reach the fists down your back leg, and then exhale, humble warrior. Gaze looks back at the toes. You can always take this down on the right knee as well. Start to drop down to the right heel. Inhale, reverse triangle. Release the bind, straighten through the left leg. Left hand reaches up and over. One more inhale. Exhale, triangle. Push the right hip back as you hinge. Left hand down, right hand reaches high. Inhale, reverse warrior. Bend into the left knee. Left hand sweeps up and over. Exhale, cartwheel out the hands. Frame out the left foot. Step or hug the right knee in to the top of the mat, tree pose. Moving slowly, it's not about how quickly you get here. It's all about your journey. One more inhale. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, hands sweep high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Move through your vinyasa if you want it. We meet in our downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the gaze to the top of the mat. And on your exhale, hands, feet to walk to the hands. Lower the hips all the way down to your mat. And lower slowly down to your back. Once you land here on your back, heel toe your feet to the width of the mat. Let your knees fall in on one another. And let your breath start to slow down if you've noticed an increase. Heel toe your feet back to hip width distance apart. One round of bridge. Hands graze the backs of the ankles. Inhale, push into the feet, lift the hips off the floor. Squeeze the legs toward one another. Keep a gap between your chin and your chest. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down one vertebra at a time. Hug the knees into your chest, wrapping forearms around the shins or behind the knees, and taking a moment to rock from side to side or front to back. When you're ready, start to find your way to your Shavasana. Legs extend out long. Let your body melt into the floor. Your breath returns back to its natural pace. And just as the body finds stillness, so will the mind. Here is where I leave you. If you are able to stay longer, I highly encourage that you do. If now is a good time for you to come back into your body, then by all means, do that as well. Thank you so much for allowing me to share this time, space, and practice with you today. I am so grateful, and I look forward to seeing you again on your mat soon. May you go in peace.